Welcome back to the We Are City channel for a big episode today in Season 3 because we're going to make a move for a new player, and I think the player which is perfect for the role we're looking for. We're looking for someone who can play at left back and drift into midfield, play as a midfielder that can back up maybe to Joško Vardiol. Vardiol moves to centre back and he plays there. Now, looking at Eduardo CAMAVINGA, who is my favourite for this position, heavily linked with Manchester City. 83 pace, 79 shooting. I mean, all his stats look absolutely unbelievable. Can play as that false back, left back, which is the role I'm looking to get him to play for us. He's 6 foot tall, he's left footed, he can play midfield, he can play at left back, and he's 23 years of age. He has everything you're looking for from a midfielder. I mean, look at those jumping, 86 jumping. Look at those stats. Look at those physical stats. Unbelievable. 85 strength, 85 stamina, 84 vision, 88 reactions, 92 ball control, and 81 short passing. The guy is absolutely insane. He has everything we're looking for. He's exactly the sort of midfielder, fullback we're looking for. And he has got some really impressive play styles as well that can really impress in this Manchester City side. So we do make a move for Eduardo CAMAVINGA, and we agree a deal for Eduardo CAMAVINGA of 80 million euros. What a sign that is for that sort of price. 80 million euros, Eduardo CAMAVINGA. Welcome to Manchester City. I am so excited of the effect that he could have on this City side. An absolutely insane footballer, someone with so much quality. He is going to be key for this City team, for Pep Guardiola's team. Welcome to Manchester City. I think, well, I mean, that is a real marquee sign. He's going to wear the number 6 shirt, not the number 17. The number 17 we're not going to give to him. But he's going to be amazing for this club. Welcome to Manchester City, Eduardo CAMAVINGA. And I'm so excited to see what he can achieve in this City side as the new midfielder. So we need CAMAVINGA the number 6 shirt, like we said, and he's going to play a key role. Development-wise, we're going to develop him as a left-back, and the intention is for him to drift into midfield and play a false full-back role. And that is going to be absolutely amazing for us. And not only are we going for Eduardo CAMAVINGA, we're looking for a new striker as well. And because we are looking for a backup striker, a younger player, a developmental player, I looked at Ori Oskarsson as a player that has been heavily linked with City in the past. One that City did look to make a move for to replace Erling Haaland and say, you know what? I think Ori Oskarsson is the man to bring in. He can play as a poacher, a target forward. We'll be playing him as a poacher, sitting that last line defence, coming in and playing the Erling Haaland role. Decent enough sprint speed, 87 strength stands out to me, and 76 attacking position. That's something he needs to work on attacking wise. But he's a nice big physical force up top. Good jumping, good stamina. His physical stats all look really good. His mental stats are not amazing, but that is something we'll look to developing in. And then when you get in towards sort of, I suppose, his technical statistics, that is where you really see where he is a Manchester City player, where he's a Pep Guardiola player with his technical statistics, because they are really important for him playing well for Manchester City. And you can see here 79 ball control, 80 finishing, 74 dribbling, 76 short passing. I think he's very similar to Erling Haaland. He's got good shot power, good volleys. I think he's younger than Erling Haaland, and he's certainly a man I believe this City side should be bringing in for maybe just around under 30 million euros would be absolutely fantastic for Ori Oskarsson. So we do agree a deal with Ori Oskarsson. He joins the club, and two big signs at the start of this episode before we get into any gameplay. Ori Oskarsson joins Manchester City as a new striker, as the backup to Erling Haaland, and as the man who there'll be a lot of pressure on his shoulders to be the backup to Erling Haaland. It certainly won't be an easy role. He'll be called upon whenever Haaland's not there, and we know that Haaland's probably going to get an injury at some point in the season. That regularly happens. Ori Oskarsson for 28.5 million euros. Welcome to Manchester City. That's got to be an A rating for a player who moved for only 20 million euros the season before to La Real. So he's going to wear the number 18 shirt, I think, Ori Oskarsson. He wore that actually playing for Copenhagen. I think that suits him a bit more. Showing great potential at 21 years of age. I think he really could have a really good season here at the club. We know that Haaland's not going to play every single game, and Oskarsson can come in when needed, when called upon, and have a big impact. He's not expecting to play a lot of games. You can see their squad role is sporadic. We signed him on a squad role of sporadic, so he understands that he's only expected to play maybe 15-20 games this season. But when he gets his chances, they could be really important for this Manchester City side, and I think it could be absolutely key to the City side coming up this season. And this is how the Manchester City squad is looking now. This is how we think the best starting 11 will be. So Diogo Costa in goal, 87 Frimpong, 81 Kusanov, Vardiol 89 rated, and CAMAVINGA 87 rated is the back four. Going to go with Rodri sitting in that central role on his own, the captain 91 rated, and then a forward line of Savinho 86 rated on the left hand side, Bob, 80 rated on the far right-hand side. And then Xavi Simons and Omar Marmoush, 87-88 rated, supporting 93 rated Erling Haaland up top. On the bench, we have got Ori Oscarson, 78 rated, Jeremy Doku, 82 rated, Edison, 85, Wharton, 83, Nico, 82, Rico Lewis, 81, Cambiasso, 86, Ruben Diaz, 88, and of course Milinkovic-Savic, the goalkeeper as well there, who is 80 rated. Now, of course, Phil Foden is expected to start on that right-hand side ahead of Oscar Bob, but Phil Foden's currently out injured, so that's why it looks like that. But yeah, Bob will drop out for Phil Foden. Bob maybe move to the bench, maybe for someone like Rico Lewis. But what a City side that is we've built. That starting 11 and bench look absolutely amazing if you ask me. And the rest of the bench, the reserves, looks really good if you ask me as well. The bench there, obviously Milinkovic-Savic that we didn't include. But look at the reserves. We've got Loris Karius and Sousa making up the goalkeeper roles. Jumabar, Vita Heis, who can play centre-back for us this season at any time this season. All developmental players, really, in these areas on the bench are on the reserves. Nico Raya is going to play midfield, but also mainly left-back for us this year, 74 rated. I think we can really boost him in overall this year. David Macassa, 77 rated. This is his chance to shine this year. An essential midfield role or attacking midfield role. Ryan McCadu, 76 rated right midfielder. He will share the role with Savinho, Doku, Bob and Phil Foden. And of course, Phil Foden there is decreased now to 86 rated since his recent injury. But that squad is absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited. There's no more transfers being added. There's no more moves being permanent moves anywhere away from the club. That is the full squad as it's going to look. And I think that is a squad that can achieve big things this season. I genuinely do believe that is a squad that could achieve maybe even the Champions League this year. We got to the semi-final last year, and this year I do believe that could go all the way to the Champions League final, and maybe even achieve more so than that. Maybe even achieve a treble, a quadruple. It all depends how these big players perform. The opening game of the new season will be the FA Community Shield game. It is the Premier League winners versus the FA Cup winners, and it will be us, Manchester City, versus Tottenham Hotspur. Ange Postecoglou's side, winners of the FA Cup last season, they will take us on at the start of this new season. It's good to see Spurs actually win a trophy for once. That has been a long year waiting, hasn't it? Well, it was interesting to see if Spurs had made any signings more to add to the side, and they have done actually added to this very good side they had last season. Johnston's been brought in from former Ange Postecoglou's side Celtic. He's joined the club. Mosquera joins from Valencia. Marcos Llorente has moved in from Atleti. I think Malik Tio was already there. James Trafford has come as a new goalkeeper as well. Nuno Mensch, they've got a player who's an amazing left-back. He is currently out injured. But it looks like a strong Spurs side. Di Marco has joined from Inter as well, so they really are stacked in that left-back role. Probably Reguilon's moving on. Grealish and Trafford, both former City players on the bench. And interestingly enough, it's expected that Min-Yook on the far right-hand side will start. Is he the next Heung-min Son, another talent from South Korea? This is side for Spurs. They started off in goal. We're going with the 90 rated now, Diogo Costa. It's a back four of Frimpong, Kusanov, Vardiol and Cambiasso. No new signing in there in those areas. No new signs either really starting for us at all. It is the same side from last year. The new signings are not even in the squad today really at all. Roger, the captain, starts in the midfield role with Bob on the right and Savinho on the left. I think Bob starting on the right is going to be the way we start things this season. It's Xavi Simons and Marmoush supporting Erling Haaland up top. That is a very, very good looking attack inside. On the bench, we've got Ruben Diaz, Victor Heis, Nico O'Reilly, who will play that fullback role really well. He did that really well in pre-season. Wharton, Gonzalez, and also Edison, Rico Lewis, and Jeremy Doku. No room for the new signings. They will get into the side at some point, but they're not quite yet sharp. Diaz is a little bit content. I think he knows that he's not going to be first choice centre-back this season at the moment. He's going to have to get his way into the side after a few seasons of poor form. He's going to be behind Kusanov in the pecking order. Those two, Kusanov and Vardiol, are going to form a partnership, hopefully, for the season, which builds us on a rock-solid defence. Well, summertime in England, and it is raining at Wembley Stadium to start the season. No surprises there. August, and we've got rain. That is not what we want. We want to see a nice sunny Wembley Stadium, don't we, in the summer? It's not come here today in London. Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Out from the two sides. City once again captained by Roger, who captained the City side back to a Premier League titles leading last year. The man who is Mr. Ballon d'Or himself. Players to look out for is Vitor Gyökeres, 28 years of age now. What a sign he's been for Spurs. He leads them to their first title as well. They won an FA Cup last year. They got to the final, they won it. And they also, I think, finished just outside the top four. I think Liverpool managed to pick them to it, but they are in the Europa League again. Manchester City versus Spurs. Let's see how Ange does line up with his side. Gyökeres, of course, leading that line with Son. And who else in the front three? So there you are, Son, Gyökeres, and Yang Min-hyuk does start up top on that right-hand side, the young Korean. They've got Malik Tior and Mosquera partner in the back. Regular and Johnston seem to be the weaker areas. Grealish, Lancashire, Llorente, DiMarco, Kulusevski, Kanate, Trafford and Danzo on the bench. Also, George Abbott starts in midfield. Seems a heavy rotation from Ange Postecoglou in such a big game to start the season. Until Phil Foden's back. Oh, Bob's lost it there, though. That's a poor start from Oscar Bob. Not quick enough feet, and Xavi Simons. He's got a bit of defending for his side. It's played through here. Madison, good feet. Madison hits one. And he pulls it in the near corner to Costa. Not a difficult save. Just rolls it into the Portuguese international's hands. Frimpong. Into Haaland. Back out to Oscar Bob here. Bit light, but there's Xavi Simons pouncing upon it. And Xavi Simons saved by the goalkeeper. Wanted to go to Haaland, couldn't find him. Gyökeres turns and Spurs counter. Son's gone way too early there. Madison. Kamara. There they go. Man in midfield. Pass is deflected. In towards the middle here. He's got Kusanov and Vardiel with him. And the winger has a chance here. And Costa comes out and makes the save. Been on fire really, City. I think we've been by far the better side. Marmouche. Savinho again. Trouble for Spurs against Savinho. Inside. On towards Simons. Again, they get it away just. Vardiel quickly across there. And the winger gets there and he's base past Marmouche. And Yang Min-hyuk here. And then Costa does really well, the goalkeeper. Body on the line, throws himself at it in a one-on-one situation. Off for City. Bob. Foul there by Malik Tior, I think it was, or Kamara. And it's going to be maybe a yellow card here. Or was it Mosquera, actually? I think it was Mosquera. 3 were round Oscar Bob. I couldn't tell he made the foul. Yellow card for the centre-back. As Bob just flicked it away from him. He came across and kicked Oscar Bob. It's too far out from Marmouche. 28 yards, you'd say. But then again, it's Omar Marmouche, so why not try it? Marmouche! Oh, off the post by Marmouche. What a chance. Vicario beat him. Marmouche again here and just over the bar. What an attempt from the free kick by Omar Marmouche. Vardiel can't win the header against Gyökeres. And there's a bit of a counter on here and City are in trouble now. And it's Vita Gyökeres and he lays it off to the winger. And Vardiel defends it and Kusanov does as well. And really good defending by City. Really good defending there, dealing with that counter-attack. That is half-time, 0-0. No goals to show again for it. We're getting in good positions. It's that final ball we're lacking, it feels like, at the moment. Tackle by Vardiel. Nice and aggressive there. Simons. Bob and this space of City here. Almost scaring a bit of trouble. And Bob through to Haaland here. Good ball. And Kamara, really good recovery on Erling Haaland. So quickly across to him. Malik Tior. Haaland is there and he kicks it into him. Madison. Gyökeres. Falling behind Cambiasso is trouble for City. The winger here, Min-hyuk, he's past Vardiel. Pulls it back here. And just past the post by the Spurs midfielder. And Ange Postecoglou feels his side should have opened the score in there. Cambiasso does something with it. The fullback gets away from him again here. Well, the winger does. Vardiel, really good defending one-on-one. Deals it very easily. Well, there could be changes to be made here for City. I think Jeremy Doku for Savinho could be a good option. Here's Marmouche. Marmouche. Right to Savinho. Savinho against Johnston here. Savinho. Savinho pokes it through to Haaland. Cross the box to Xavi Simons. And City get fortunate. But we open the goal scoring lead here. Xavi Simons with the goal. 1-0 City, and it's a bit fortunate, isn't it? A tackle by a Spurs player actually plays in Erling Haaland. I thought it was offside. But he's on. And he just puts it across the box to Xavi Simons for a tap-in. Quick thinking from Haaland. Fortunate for Manchester City. And we have the lead over Spurs here in the Community Shield final. And it's Xavi Simons, who I think is going to be really, really important this season. With the decline of Phil Foden, this man, the Kevin De Bruyne replacement, certainly is emerging. Rodri's back as well now. The ball in behind towards Heung-min Son. Handled well so far by Frimpong. Gyökeres. Has to play a ball through. Not bad. That's even better! Oh, what a chance again. And the number 17 misses his second chance of the game here and he's off. Xavi, Frimpong. That's brilliant. Oscar Bob. Trouble again for Spurs here. Bob. Ah, that was a ball through to Haaland. A difficult one. Overhit it. Doku nearly ended up running on the end of it there. All through the middle here. Son. Kusanov out of position. Get back. He's been aggressive there. Gyökeres. Vardiol dives in on Gyökeres. He's away from him. Gyökeres! What a block by Kusanov. And the ball's up in the air for ages, and Kusanov does brilliantly and can be asked away. Kusanov there, that's absolutely spectacular defending. Here's Madison. Son, down the corner towards Gyökeres. Ball in behind, wide towards Sergio Reguilon, the fullback. First forward, Frimpong stays with him. Kusanov against Gyökeres. Gyökeres! Good block by Kusanov again, he's been brilliant today. And Marmoush into Haaland, and back towards Marmoush. And Marmoush on towards Jeremy Doku here, who can't keep it in. We've not been amazing today, City. I mean, it's the opening game of the season. We seem to have started the season pretty slow. Poor in pre-season. We are going to be lifting the Community Shield trophy here. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Is it a curse to win the Community Shield? When you win the Community Shield, you don't tend to win other things. But City start the season in a positive way with a nice Community Shield win. Victor Gyökeres, we kept him quiet. Kusanov and Vardiol, the defence, very strong. Very impressed by the defence. And I think what we can do is in games, we can drop maybe another midfielder in there. Maybe sometimes we'll bring in an Ederson or a Nico alongside Rodri, especially in those away Champions League games. But that worked really well. And Rodri steps up the captain to lift another trophy with the armband on here. Manchester City are FA Community Shield winners. And it's a nice little trophy to start the season. It's not a major one, but it's one of hopefully many for this season at Manchester City. Big sign for Tottenham Hotspur. They're not happy with just Victor Gyökeres. They've gone and spent €56 million on Gonçalo Ramos, the 25-year-old Portuguese international striker from Paris Saint-Germain. That is a big sign for them. Confirmation of a departure, Manu Akanji has moved to Newcastle United for €26 million. Thank you for your time at Manchester City, Manu Akanji. And Colin Doyle has moved to Leeds United in a £7.5 million deal away from the club. He's been great in our youth system, and we've got a buyback on him, of course. Well, Willy Singo has moved to Napoli in a €46 million move from AS Monaco. He's a player that we know well from our previous career mode on this channel. Atletico Madrid signed Gerard Bowen from West Ham United. That is a big sign, interesting signing. And there is the official confirmation of Doyle to Leeds United. Good move for him. He can play in a Premier League side that might be able to stay up this season. And good news for Phil Foden. He has returned from injuries, back in first team training sessions now. But these injury problems for Phil Foden are starting to become a bit of an issue, aren't they? It seems to be 2 or 3 injuries every season, and that's really hampering his career, and it's also really stunting his development. Well, transfer deadline day will approach at the end or the start of the next episode, but we're not expecting any more big moves there anywhere in this City side. So this is a roundup to end the episode of our summer window for this year 2026. Starting with the incomings, Eduardo CAMAVINGA joins from Real Madrid for €80 million. He's going to be amazing. He's the key signing this summer. Aurier Oskarsson joins from Villarreal for €30 million thereabouts. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic comes in to replace Stefan Ortega for €20 million. And then we see Tomé Souther joins the club as well for €3 million. They are the 4 incomings. €133 million, £130 million spent in the transfer window. Incoming transfer fees, major ones really, not including the free transfer of Stefan Ortega to Brentford, or of course Jacob Wright moving for around €3 million at the start of the transfer window. But Maximo Peron leaves the club for €35 million. Nathan Ake, our second biggest sale of the summer, for €32 million. Liam Delap goes from Ipswich to Liverpool, but we get 25% selling clause of €70 million, so €28 million goes into our budget. €26 million for Manu Akanji to Newcastle. James McAtee to the Bundesliga for €25 million. Callum Doyle to Leeds for €8 million. Katongo, including that Milinkovic-Savic deal, at around €5 million. And Sissoko leaving the club as well for €3 million, meaning we bring in €162 million, £138 million spent, and that is around £25 million, €29 million in profit Manchester City make in the transfer market as we continue to improve the squad. And I think, personally, the 3 signs we've made in Milinkovic-Savic, the first team signs, Oskarsson and CAMAVINGA, are the final pieces of Pep Guardiola's puzzle of this City side, of this rebuild that they've revamped and they've done very quickly over the space of 3 transfers. I think CAMAVINGA, the final piece of the puzzle, puts in a position where I think the City side now are ready to go and win European trophies once again. The intention, of course, the main aim this season, to win the Champions League trophy. That ends today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you aren't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of the signing of Eduardo CAMAVINGA. How good would he be for Manchester City? And we'll see you guys next time.